Hi guys, me again with another Mute the TV again. Sorry, that was a little bit of TNA Impact, which is on in the background. Um, me again with another little update, really, on how things are going. I said I would do an update sometime over this weekend because stuff is going to be happening. I was at a wedding this weekend, and I had a feeling there were going to be a few things to say. So yeah, here I am. Today's makeshift camera stand is my sunglasses case, which I can use later. I've decided I'm actually going to use a different makeshift camera stand every time I do one of these videos, because, why not? Just because reasons. I was going to try and use my harmonica, but it wouldn't quite sort of balance and hold things up. So you might be treated to me playing the harmonica in a little while, or you might be treated to it now. Yeah, I'm no Stevie Wonder, honestly, obviously. But yeah, so I was at a wedding this weekend. Yesterday it was a family wedding. It was my cousin's son married his obviously his wife, until yesterday his girlfriend. God, I'm stumbling tonight, and I'm mumbling tonight as well. So apologies. This is a weekend of excess, basically. But I need to do this now because I need to do it while it's all quite fresh in the memory, if not fresh in the body. So yeah, my cousin's wedding. As I mentioned last week, a lot of people that are members of my family that I've not really seen properly in a very long time. Some people that I've never seen properly. The bride, I've met her 3 or 4 times. The first time I've actually seen her properly, she's in her wedding dress, which was nice. So yeah, it was a really good day. Me and my sis went down on the train with Sparky, who is back. He would come to say hello, but he is sound asleep because he has had, I think he's partied hard, basically. He didn't get any sleep yesterday because, we were travelling and then going to the ceremony, and then he wasn't really sleeping at the reception because there was a lot of food around, a lot of people around. I kind of found a way of giving him the option of taking a nap, and he was literally just like, no, I want to bugger off back into there where all the food is and all the people are. So he did that. He did sleep in today. He got, normally he'll get up at about, normally he'll be up at about 6:30 begging for breakfast. Today we didn't actually get up till about till gone 9, and he was quite happily asleep until that point, gradually pushing my sister further and further off of the inflatable mattress that she was forced by him to share with him, I hasten to add, as opposed to by anybody else. But yeah, he's back on the scene. He's happy. We did some basic routes on Thursday and Friday that he's done before, and it all went well. So the commute down yesterday and back today went really well. The commute tomorrow to work could be interesting. I'm still contemplating how to style that out, really, whether I go rush hour or leave it a little bit later. The boss is pretty open-minded, he's aware that I might need to do things a little bit differently for a few days while we're getting back into it. But we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do it. But yeah, so Sparky's back. Sorry, conscious of time, so I need to stop sidetracking, sorry. Yep, Sparky's back. So he was at the wedding with us. It was a lovely day. I mean, my cousins and his sons I've not seen him properly in about 20 years. I've not seen his sons properly since they were like nippers, you know. So now that they're young men, it's like trying to sort of work out like the question that keeps coming up, and it's a good question to ask, and it's one I don't mind answering. Is what do I look like you'd imagined me? And it's like, well, in some cases yes, in some cases no. Like one of my cousins is like, well, you're not as blonde as I remember you being, um, and you know he's not. He was very blonde as a child, and now he's not. But yeah, it was just a genuinely weird experience. I mean, I've said all along it was going to be a head fuck of a day, and it was a head fuck of a day yesterday. We had Lego on the tables that we could play with and build our own centerpieces with, which was good. We also, each of us had a little Lego character. Now, I'm told this was done completely randomly just by picking a character out of a box, so I'm not going to draw too much from the fact that I was Zorg, Buzz Lightyear's arch nemesis and, sorry, spoiler warning, kids, father. That's probably a spoiler warning for Star Wars as well, but yeah, frankly, if you don't know that by now, you're, you're not that interested anyway, so I don't think you can be too bothered about that being spoiled for you. But yeah, so Zorg, I'm Zorg, apparently, I was John. My sister was a stormtrooper, which was good, but you know, there were other characters doing it, like Gandalf the Grey, somebody was Gandalf the Grey, and there were lots of little Lego characters doing their rounds, which was really, really cool. And I was actually able to kind of engage with the Lego and build things up, which was kind of a nice thing. Other really nice touches, I have to say, the number of people, and it happened with three or four people that I hadn't met before came up to me and said, I've been told to come to talk to you and ask you about your operation. And I thought it was really nice that, like, my cousins had got pleasure from being able to share my story, had taken pride in my story and been really so touched by it that they told people about me and told them to go and ask me about it, and you know, I thought that was lovely. That was a really nice touch, and people were genuinely sort of happy and amazed by it. And you know, I'm still saying the thing of we don't know how permanent this is, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but still, it's a lovely touch. And I realised towards the end of the evening that where the reception was, where the band were playing, I'd actually seen that band play there before about 7 years ago. And I remember that night, and it was pitch black in there that night, and I could see nothing. I could hardly manoeuvre around the place. I was really struggling. It was like a bit of a VI low point, really. Just because I couldn't see where anybody was. I couldn't hear to talk to anybody. I couldn't manoeuvre around to the toilet or to the bar on my own, and just had a hell of a time. Well, a hellish time. Last night, so since the operation, I was back in there, and I don't think the lighting was different or anything. It was pretty much the same place and the same ethos and the same atmosphere. But I could manoeuvre. I could see where people were. I could see to recognise people if I was focusing in the right place, and I was able to kind of look around me and concentrate and get about, you know. And that was lovely. That was really lovely and such a contrast. And I mean, that's pretty much all I want to say on it, really. I mean, there's one or two other things like that you're gonna get at gatherings like that where you can kind of look around and it's like, oh, there are pretty people. So it's nice to be able to look around and admire some of the clothing and the dresses that people were wearing and how smart the groom and the groomsmen all looked. Without being too base, it was nice to be able to look around and see how attractive some of the ladies looked. That was really nice. And that's certainly going to be a plus point from here on in, hopefully. But it was just good, and like to have that ability, whereas 3 weeks ago I wouldn't have been able to do that, is great, and to be able to share that with people is great. And you've had a good night when you wake up and at the bottom of your bed, although I could hardly move, I've done something to my spine, don't know what. Sorry, that makes it sound really serious. Basically, I had really bad lower back pain this morning. Well, quite bad, and it took me about half an hour to get up, but I'm good now. But you've had a good night when you wake up and at the bottom of your bed is an inflatable banana in a bow tie. Yeah, it's Sparky's bow tie, by the way. But I inherited the inflatable banana, and I remember walking home last night in a borrowed top hat, singing with Sparky guiding me, singing a little tribute to Gene Wilder and singing Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka and just having a great time. So yeah, that's it. More positives that I've noticed. I'll do another update, either in a few days or in a week or so. I'm not sure when. Basically, when there's something to say. I'm back to work tomorrow, so there's bound to be sort of more things that I'm noticing and stuff. So yeah, when there's more stuff to say, I'll say it. But thanks for listening for now, and ciao for now. Taddy bye.